So guys, Destiny Rising just dropped a brand new character trailer for Helhest, who is looking to be the next 5-star character after Estella. Now, this character looks incredibly cool and has a whole load of abilities that we can see on display in this trailer. So we're going to go over all of those that we can see, and we're also going to be going over the weapons that she has available, because she is bringing a completely brand new weapon type to Destiny Rising. With that said, let's jump straight into the trailer. Now, first off here, you're mainly going to see that she is definitely a hunter-style character. She has the cape and the knife on the boot, so definitely hunter vibes. So that means that her jump ability is most likely going to be similar to that of Wolf or Yumiko, where it's the basic double jump style of jump. So if you like that, definitely going to like Helhest here. Now, we can also tell immediately that she has, one, a really cool looking prosthetic arm, two, it's the main source of her relic abilities, or that she's able to summon her drones from, and three, she's using a linear fusion rifle, very similar to Tal, who is the only other character in the game currently that can use linear fusion rifles. Now, alongside all of this, one quick thing that we get to see alongside the prosthetic arm is a quick holographic shot of a potential future character in the form of Felwinter. Now, for those who don't know, Felwinter is a member of the Iron Lords, and the reason why we can tell it's Felwinter is, well, she actually states his name, that being Felwinter, but also he is wearing his iconic helmet, which is also present inside of Destiny 2. So I'm very, very excited and waiting for the day when he gets finally added into Destiny Rising. But moving back to Helhest here, obviously we see her using a linear fusion rifle as her main heavy weapon, just like Atal does, but diving in deeper to the actual gameplay sections of the trailer, we can see that she's using a bow as her main primary weapon. Now, the only other time that we've been able to use a bow in Destiny Rising was during the Estella story quest. You can get a little bit of a feel for how bows actually play. They aren't too dissimilar to how they work in Destiny 2, but with the mobile controls on a controller, it did feel a little bit strange and hard to use, but hopefully they've smoothed all that out by the time Helhest comes around. Either way, the main bow that we see her using in this gameplay trailer is the Destiny 2 exotic bow, Trinity Ghoul. So they're going to be adding Trinity Ghoul to the game, and we're now going to dive into Destiny 2 here to give you a brief breakdown of what Trinity Ghoul is capable of. So if we come here to the Collections tab, we have Trinity Ghoul here, which is an Arc exotic compound bow, and comes with the main trait Split Electron, where it fires an arrow that splits when released, and aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow both decreases the spread. Alongside that, it comes with the trait Lightning Rod, where precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities, meaning that whenever you shoot an arrow and get a headshot, your next arrow, even when it hits a target or not, will shoot out chain lightning to nearby enemies. Now in Destiny 2, this gets further elevated by its catalyst, which makes Lightning Rod trigger from any arc damage final blow, meaning that you don't need to actually get headshots at all in order to proc this chain lightning capability, which is the main thing that Trinity Ghoul is known for. Now, I do not know if they're going to simply add this catalyst into Destiny Rising. It would be very, very cool. But when it comes to weapon catalysts, they normally take creative liberties and mainly focus around just increasing the weapon's overall damage. So I don't know if Trinity Ghoul here is going to be as good as it is in Destiny 2, but either way, it's going to be a very good exotic option for this character, especially when the only other exotic that she could possibly use, as of right now anyway, is Queen Breakers, which I'm not really a big fan of, especially when some mythic linear fusion rifles can probably deal more damage, or at least similar damage to some exotic heavy weapons. But moving back to the trailer now, let's dive into some of her actual abilities. So, the main thing that we see at the beginning is the use of her summoning a basic drone, which seemed to work kind of similar to the Warlock buddies that we have in Destiny 2, where they're going to hover around you and shoot out little projectiles. We might also see her be able to designate an area for them to patrol around, which would be great if you're able to just send out drones to cover a basic area, kind of similar to how Estella's little dragon sentries work, except you're now able to directly command where they actually patrol and the area at which they shoot at targets, which could be pretty interesting. Then when we dive into her ultimate ability, which we do see a little bit of gameplay of, we actually get to see that this is a just very, very buffed up version of her normal sentry turrets. So this drone immediately just looks a lot larger and does actually just stick by your side, has a red dot laser pointer that actually shoots out a whole load of what looks like micro missiles that are probably going to do a whole load of damage. Now, another thing that is key to mention here is that this servitor that they are targeting here does actually have some kind of like arc debuff, it seems, on them. Now, this might just be a stereotypical arc debuff that is currently present in the game, or it might be a new one that Helhest has access to, which might increase the amount of damage they take from arc sources or something like that. Or it might be something that is unique to her, where she's able to mark a specific target, similar to how you're able to mark an area for these drones, and then these marked targets take more damage from her turrets. Kind of similar to Estella's ability, where she can like mark an enemy and then they just take more damage from those targets. And also, actually, yeah, probably work exactly how Estella's stuff does. So if that's the case, that would be kind of cool, but also I would like to see kind of a little bit more creativity going into these characters, because if it is exactly like Estella, then it might not be all too interesting if you're not already interested in Estella herself. But that's just my takes on what we're seeing right here in the gameplay trailer. We're going to need to wait until we get our first hands-on impressions on her before we can actually make some final decisions. But overall, she does look very, very interesting. And if you're a fan of setting up a whole load of drones and some arc-based character damage, she's probably going to be a pretty decent option. Now, alongside that, for exotic weapons, obviously Trinity Ghoul and Queensbreakers are going to be your only options. And I'm definitely going to recommend to get your hands on Trinity Ghoul. Now, we do not know how we'll be getting our hands on Trinity Ghoul, which activities Trinity Ghoul will be available from, or if it will come from an exclusive event when the character goes live. But with Trinity Ghoul being the main weapon I am recommending for her, you're then going to want to go and grab yourself one of the only mythic linear fusion rifles right now. Now, I'm guessing that once Helhest gets added, there's going to be a lot more weapons added to the game, and potentially will come with additional linear fusion rifles exclusive for her to use. But as of right now, the end of the line is the only mythic linear fusion rifle that you can use, and it is honestly really good in terms of perks, because it can come with firing line here, which makes the weapon just deal more precision damage, 30% more to be precise, when you are near 2 or more allies, which is an incredibly good buff. And you can pair that with Searing Mark, where precision hits grant the next round fired within 5 seconds, plus 12% damage, which stacks up to 5 times, and the last round in the magazine also gains up to 250% more precision damage based on the number of stacks held. So this linear fusion rifle is going to be incredibly good. The only downside here is that you would be running 2 arc weapons, which wouldn't really be good if you're trying to deal with a whole load of different enemy shields. Other than that, you could run the exotic Queenbreaker's bow and then pair it with any other bows that you have access to, but for right now, the only bow that we do know about is an exotic one, that being Trinity Ghoul. With that said though, that is everything that we know about Helhest. I'll have the full link to the trailer down in the description if you want to watch it for yourself. And with that said, that's everything that I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown of the next 5-star character, Helhest. And if you did, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. But with that all said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.